What's up, everybody? Sorry about the AC in the background. Sorry about the not having finished set up the just chatting overlay. It's almost complete there, but I gotta add the chat overlay on top. So if you guys comment, the message doesn't appear, but I see them on my tablet, and I gotta apologize to the Twitch viewers that might have logged in on my Twitch channel when I started the stream. There's a problem with my URL or my stream key, so I'm gonna have to fix my stream key. Next stream is gonna be on Twitch as well, but for now we're solely on YouTube. And yeah, basically you might notice that this thing is more fluid when I'm moving my hands and all that, and when I'm waving at you guys, and when I'm doing fuck off and all that shit. Well, it looks better than it used to, and the fluidity is better now. Oh, I forgot the sound of the tablet was fed through the mixer. That's my bad. Oh yeah, whatever. Let's continue, shall we? So, first thing first, I want to smoke a joint before we hit Rainbow Six Mobile. And while I do that, I want to tell you the future of the channel and what's going to happen with the channel. First thing first, before doing that, let's tell you why you guys are seeing me in such a great quality right now, and why you guys are gonna get a better gameplay, and it's only gonna improve from here on. Well, I just bought a new computer at the pawn shop in Moncton. Even though the CPU is not compatible with the motherboard, it runs, and I'm not able to get the full performance out of this motherboard and this GPU because of this CPU, but it's decent at least. And look, no stuttering, nothing. Like if I switch on my phone, everything is seamless. There's no stuttering. You can actually clean the RAM and shut off the screen for now while the phone charges. It's gonna help it. So yeah, we solved those issues by getting a computer, an NZXT Phantom with an Asus TUF B550M, no, B550 Plus, sorry. It got a Ryzen 5 3400G in it, and I dropped my GTX 1660 in it. I also went and got a 16GB kit of RAM on Facebook Marketplace for $50. It came with also a NVMe, and it came with also a MSI Mag power supply, but I dropped it was only a 550, so I've dropped it into the Acer, and I dropped the GTX 1650 Super that came with it because it was only 4GB. I dropped that into the Acer as well. It also came with a Blu-ray drive. I kept it. I put my 2 disk drive that I had here inside of this one. I also added my 2 SATA SSD. I added my hard disk drive. Then I made the swap for the Corsair TX 750, the GTX 1660 XC from EVGA, and we added the Team Group RAM, which doesn't run at their full speed right now because of the CPU, but we added some DDR4 Team Group T-Force Delta V2 3400. Sorry, I was tapping my finger and making sure I was getting you guys a full name. So yeah, they're 3400 hertz, and they're 16GB. They came off a 64GB kit, and I know it's a 42GB kit, something like that. And yeah, basically the only reason that I got them is because they were cheap. So I wanted to get some 4000 stick, but there weren't none on Facebook, and I'm looking online and they're pretty hard to find. So good luck to you guys if you have some 4000 stick there, 4000 hertz stick. Hold on to them. right now I'm gonna go up to a Ryzen 5000 series on this motherboard soon, and I'm gonna try to find the missing RAM and an SSD. After that, I'm gonna try to focus on getting another GPU, getting a GPU upgrade. But we're gonna have to do this thing slowly. I'm gonna try to get some enterprise drive. I'm gonna try to get a little bit of everything, which is why I felt in love with the case when I saw it in the pawn shop, and I saw that it had over $1,100 of component in it for $300. I said I have to grab it. Even though the RAM stick that came with it wasn't good, I don't know where I put it, but yeah, this was only a 2400 hertz stick, and basically, yeah, those are some Ripjaw, G-Skill Ripjaw V, and they're good. They'll get you out of trouble, but they're not the best performance that you can get. But if you're going on a budget, they'll do the work. But yeah, depends what you want to do. Me, I'm doing too much stuff, okay, and this is not enough for me. So I'm gonna have even to upgrade that, the CPU, the GPU, eventually the motherboard. So I don't want to drop too much money on RAM and a CPU because I'm gonna upgrade the motherboard. But the GPU, I don't care putting as much money as I need on the GPU. I'll put what I have to put, and I'll get the best thing I can get for about $600 or less. It's probably going to end up being an EVGA 3060 Ti, something like this. Or an EVGA 3060 Super. It's going to be something decent at least. It's not going to be a garbage. I'm probably going to put an AM5 motherboard in there with an AM5 CPU and some DDR5. I'm just waiting for DDR5 to go back down a little bit. They will go back down. A lot of people are like, oh, this is going to be there for that, that much time where the RAM crisis is not ready to go down, blah, blah, blah. I say, you're all tripping balls and you're all making this thing worse. By making all the videos you guys are making about the RAM crisis, you're giving a reason to those companies and those scalpers to actually up their price on their hardware. So you're basically faking the inflation on us, and it's translating into real inflation. So you guys gotta stop that. Okay, stop talking about RAM crisis. There's no RAM crisis. Okay, it's all in your head. Yes, there's an overcharge on RAM right now. There's less capacity of production and all that because of the AI and all that. But there's no RAM crisis. The RAM is there. It's just all bought by the same people. There's no shortage of RAM. The reason the RAM is so expensive is because all the same companies buy them, and people go ahead and buy them and scalp them. So the same RAM stick that should cost you around $100 for a 16 gigabyte stick is gonna end up costing you around $200 just because of those scalpers and company inflating their price. But there's no RAM shortage. Do you think those AI companies pay like $200 for a 16 gigabyte stick, or that they pay $1,000 for a 128 gigabyte stick? No, they don't. They don't. They pay about $50 a stick. So for 128 gigabyte DDR5, and that's not the speed that we're running. They're running 10,000 hertz and 12,000 hertz sticks. The laptop and desktop consumer grade RAM that you buy are not even in the same category that what they're buying. They're not on the same motherboard platform, and your RAM is compatible on their system, but their RAM is not compatible on yours. Basically, the RAMs have a too high frequency for your motherboard. So there's nothing you can do, okay, to go around and say, oh, there's a RAM crisis, there's a RAM shortage. No, there's not. Okay, there is a chip shortage, but there's no RAM crisis. The RAM is the chip that goes on, okay, the actual PCB. There's no RAM PCB shortage. It's the chip themselves that get used in other type of PCB at higher frequency. They're higher quality. They're binning out all the perfect silicone from the die, okay, so that they take the highest purity possible from the silicone, and yeah, basically they get the highest tier of quality and performance, and you get what's left. And you can be sure that if it falls into the clock speed that the AI companies need, it's not going to get put on a consumer grade PCB RAM stick. No, it's going to go on a server stick. If they test the RAM, like a chip, okay, and they see that the transistor and all that, like it can operate at a frequency at around 8, okay, to 10,000 and higher, you can forget that chip going into the consumer market. It's going into the server market. So that's how they operate. It's not really there's a RAM shortages. It's the bidding process that sorts them out. Okay, they're focusing too much on quality right now, and you don't have the money to buy those server chip. They're too expensive. And the desktop chip, there's less and less being sorted out from the binning process. So because there's less and less RAM being sorted out, because if you look at my DDR4 here, that DDR4 right here, okay, is running the same diodes, either Square SK Hynix, Samsung, or Micron. And basically, this RAM here, no matter the RAM diode that it's using the same chip, okay, that's on the server board. It's the difference is that this one was tested and unstable at frequency higher than what's written on the back. So 24, and a lot of time you're gonna prop your RAM stick in your PC and it's not gonna hit the advertised frequency on the back. That's totally normal. And that's because you gotta go in your BIOS and you gotta go and unlock, okay, that frequency by turning on XMP or DOCP, depending on which type of board and CPU that you're running. But yeah, those chips on the PCB of the RAM itself, they're the same thing that goes into those servers. It's just during the binning process, those RAM diodes were tested up and up and up and up on different frequency until they reach their limit and crash. Once they crash, they brought it back down to a stable clock, and once they hit that stable clock, they actually advertised it, okay, as that speed. But from the base, they all come at 24 or depending on the CL rating and the timing, they're gonna come out, okay, at 24, 21, 33. That's what most sticks comes out at, and for DDR4, and you're gonna have to overclock them to hit your full frequency that they're advertised. But that's the thing. Sometime when you overclock your frequency, you can go on DOCP and leave it on automatic, and it's gonna go to its maximum automatically depending on your CPU. If your CPU is not recent enough and can't handle, if you have a mismatch in CPU generation, motherboard generation, and RAM generation, all those three count. No matter in what array they are organized, all those three count. If you have a mismatch of these anywhere, you're gonna have some issues. The system is gonna run, but you're gonna have some troubleshooting to do. It's not a big deal, but yeah, all the chips that comes out of the market, okay, that goes into your phone, your tablet, your desktop RAM, your laptop RAM, they're all the same chips, okay? Some of them are, okay, on LPDDR, some of them are DDR, some of them are SODIMM, some of them are this, that, but they're all assembled on the same factory line, okay? And basically, they're all assembled by the same engineer, but they're designed differently for different purposes. And during the binning process, okay, the diodes, okay, that comes out, the chips that comes out with the higher frequency, they don't go into the regular consumer bin. They go into the server bin, and that's where your RAM is going right now. There's no shortage of RAM. They're just incredibly efficient at producing high quality RAM, and all the AI data centers are buying the high quality RAM. So that leaves no diode to put on your DDR5 and DDR4 right now. They almost stopped the production of DDR4. So yeah, there some company are starting back, and some company are shutting down DDR4 and DDR5 completely. So yeah, and it's not the direct manufacture of the chip, it's the assemblers that are shutting down. The manufacturers of the chip themselves are totally fine. It's the assembler, okay, that assemble your chips from the manufacturer on their PCB and have the heat sinks and everything to them. Those are the ones shutting down, and those are the ones stopping productions. So if these guys cannot get their hands on them chips to put on their PCB, don't wonder why you have a hard time finding them PCB assembled. Because if they can't find the parts to assemble them, you're gonna have a hard time to find the parts assembled together, ready to slot in your computer. So all the transistors, all the PCB, everything is made by different companies on the PCB itself. So the PCB is made by a company, the transistors and the resistors and the diodes are made by another company, and then you have your RAM chips, okay, that are made by another company, and then you have the assembler like Kingston that's just gonna slap their logo on it and build everything with all the parts. So yeah, don't wonder why you have a hard time getting RAM when the manufacturers that assembles them have a hard time getting their hands on it themselves. Because Samsung doesn't assemble, and SK Hynix and all that doesn't assemble the consumer RAM themselves, but they do assemble the server RAM. So during the binning process, everything that gets tossed into the consumer bin goes to those manufacturers, but everything that gets sorted out to go into the AI data centers and servers, that gets assembled on the spot by Samsung and resold directly, and SK Hynix does the same thing, Micron does the same thing. So yeah, don't wonder why there's no AI chips on the consumer market, and don't wonder why there's no AI spec RAM on the consumer market, because they're all getting prepped on different PCBs, and those PCBs don't fit in your DDR5. So they're running DDR5 chips on the PCB, but the PCB is a different type of PCB, and that doesn't slot into your normal computer. Some of them will do, but some of them won't, depending on the category of RAM. And there's many of them. You got the LP, you got the regular DDR, okay, and then you got the LPDDR-X, okay. It's LPDDR5X and LPDDR6X. Those are for mobile. And then you also have the server grade one. I'm not going to get into these. There's too many types of RAM in the server world for me to get in these. And there's even RAMs that are not DDR at all in the server world. I don't want to dive in this. Yeah. So you got your RAM going into the GPU, you got your RAM going into your mobile device, and you got your RAM going into your RAM kits, and then you got the RAM going into those cars, okay, that coming out, all those smart cars, and then you have the RAM going into the actual peripheral that you own, okay, plus all the appliance that you own also have RAM inside of it now. And yeah, everything around us has RAM in it, and every component almost has a little bit of RAM. So Don't don't wonder why there's a shortage of RAM. There's even RAM in my fucking watch. There's 6 gigabyte of RAM. Okay, 6 gigabyte of LPDDR5X inside of there. It's ridiculous. A smartwatch with 6 gigabyte of RAM. I gotta say I love my watch though. But when you think about it, in 2000, we would have thought this was impossible. Yeah, and 64 gigabyte of storage on a watch. Even today, it's impressive, but it's not. They could have went up to 128 or 256 easy on that chassis. Wait, wait until you see the next watch that are gonna come out. Within the 5 next years, you're gonna see watch with 1 terabyte and 16 and 32 gigabyte of RAM. It's gonna be ridiculous. At this point, your watch is gonna run everything, and your phone is only gonna be a display, and everything's gonna run on your watch. It's gonna be like, damn. You're gonna have a little projector on your watch, and you're gonna be able to scroll on Surface and stuff like that. You're gonna be like, fuck, you can scroll on your lap, and you can scroll on your arm. Like, fuck, that's gonna be fucking dope. I've seen the prototype already, and I've seen the design, and it's pretty clever. I've seen the design way back, okay, in the early 2000 and 2010, and I've seen the prototype in the early 2010 to 2020. So I know they're coming with something pretty incredible in the future. I've even seen rollable displays. So yeah, I displayed it. You can roll out there, like before they announced it. Sorry about that. My nose was dripping down my throat, and I was about to puke if I didn't do that. The phone is at 80%. Got 20 minutes left to charge. I just finished the joint. I'll smoke the last cigarette, and then we're gonna hit some Rainbow Six Mobile. And the goal here is to see, now that I see that the streaming capture is fine on OBS and on YouTube, and that the video is smooth and everything, and the system handles itself, I want to know if screen copy handles itself. And I did close my task manager. I'm gonna have to reopen it. I'm gonna do a full video, okay, where I show you all the background later of what I'm doing and all that. But for that, I'm gonna need a better CPU and better GPU. And for now, the videos are not gonna be on OBS, okay, when I'm gonna do tutorials. Only the streaming videos will be on OBS. Only the game streaming videos. All my tutorials, I'm gonna film them with the phone to begin with, and when my system is gonna allow me to have enough headroom to run both, okay, the screen copy and the window, both the window capture and the screen capture at the same time, that's gonna allow me to actually show you properly how I'm doing things and what I'm doing. And yeah, also I want to show you an app that I'm developing, but if I'm developing, the system uses too much resource, and sorry, I got the hiccup. The system uses too much resource when I'm coding, and I'm not able to go and stream at the same time. So because I'm not able to go and stream at the same time, I'm not going to be able to show you the application right away from the computer. So, and the coding background and everything, and the code, I'd like to show you the code and everything if people want to help with the project. Where I'm basically recreating OBS and every other software there is on mobile and computer for artists, and smashing them into one, like a program, an app, and it's going to be called Universal Digital Studio. And Universal Digital Studio is going to be the next broadcasting software used worldwide, and it's going to be the #1 artist app, because it's going to do everything, whether you're a developer, whether you're a YouTuber, whether you're a book writer, whether you're a photograph, whether you're an animator, whether you're a graphic designer, whether you're just a digital artist, okay, that does digital drawing, whether you're a computer, okay, artist, or just a regular traditional artist, whether you do music, video editing, everything is going to be into one app. So instead of always going to one app and another and managing 20 subscription, you're going to find everything into one subscription under my app. And the app is going to be totally free, but there's going to be some advanced features for the broadcasting, okay, that are going to be paid for, and the video editing and the photo editing is going to be limited to certain amount of photos and videos per week and per day. And if you want to remove that, you're going to be able to buy the subscription. And we're also going to sell token, because the base subscription, okay, will allow you to keep your token over the week and not reset. So if you don't do anything in the editor and you just broadcast all week, at the end of the week when you go to edit, your token resets, like if you don't use them during the week. So by buying the pro tier, there's no resets on your token, and when you buy the ultra tier, it's gonna be no reset at all. And the studio tier, okay, for enterprise is gonna be fully unlocked, just like the ultra tier, but the difference is that the studio tier will give them a master account that allows them to add as much account as they want, okay, and they can buy account packs, okay. So if you only have the starter pack comes with 100 account, and if you want more than 100 account for your business, you can buy another 100 account, okay, for around $100, you know. So it's not bad. You can give as many Google user account license for your business, and you can withdraw those license at any time. So that's gonna be nice. It's gonna be real nice, both for regular creator and both for enterprise, because I'm selling it by the year, the month, and also lifetime. So if you want it for a couple months until you can buy the lifetime, you can get the cheap $40 or $20 subscription. If you want to buy it for the whole year, it's $200 or $400. Okay, and if you want the lifetime subscription, well, lifetime subscription is going to be $2,000, $4,000, but you own it for life. Down in 30 years, you still own the program, so you don't need to worry about buying the program over and over and over every month, because you own it. And the enterprise license for studio will be $20,000. It's going to be $20,000 because they're able to give as many users as they want their own license. They just need to buy an extra user pack. The extra user pack is basically to pay for the hard drive space that's going to hold their user account, because we're going to have to set up a backend server. The enterprise pack is not going to release right away. We're going to start just with the beta, with the pro tier, and also the ultra tier, and those two are going to be free for the 10,000 first user on my app. And basically the first 10,000 are going to get the ultra, and the first 20,000 after that are going to get the pro tier for free, lifetime. So you get a value of $2,000 and $4,000 with depending how fast you're going to be when I'm going to be releasing my app. So yeah, when I'm going to be releasing my app for content creators, you guys are going to be the beta testers, and you guys are going to test it with me, and I'm going to need your data to actually improve the app and finish it. And for that, I'm giving you the full lifetime license, no matter how long I'm keeping the app alive, or even if I decide to stop updating it, you own the software, and once it's going to be running and fixed, you keep it for life. So if I ever decide to pull the plug, well, you don't lose the app. The only thing you lose is the update because I'm never gonna update it. But I think this will grow and this will be viable, so I'm gonna keep updating it over and over and over, and I'm gonna keep fixing bugs and updating and adding functions. But that's gonna be impossible on my own because the application is too big. So we're gonna have to scale this up to a massive testing pool, and anybody that's willing to join the program coding process and willing to help in the background, I'm welcoming you guys with open arms, and I'm looking for fellow Android Studio developers to help me with this program so we can merge our code together and finalize everything, because I got a good working prototype and we gotta finish it. So yeah, this is what the channel is gonna be about now. It's not gonna be about only mobile gaming. It's I was already leaning into this, but we're gonna explain everything about your own setup if you want to build your own studio for mobile gaming, because that's what I do. We're not leaving the mobile ecosystem, never. I'm going to show you the desktop side. I'm going to show you the tablet side. I'm going to show you the phone side. I'm going to show you the coding side. I'm going to show you everything in and out so you guys master Android. We're not just going to play around with Android. We're going to master it. Okay, we're going to learn Android in and out. And the biggest problem right now with mobile creators, especially for competitive gamers, okay, competitive esport mobile gamers, we have a big problem with the hardware abstraction layer and the audio routing related to that hardware abstraction layer. And it's impossible to get your team on the chat and get your audio to the stream without having some bugs where it sends your audio to internal audio device instead, so it comes out your phone speaker instead of your headset. You're muted on your stream. Nobody hears you. Nobody hears the game. Or it's the opposite. You can't hear your teammate, and you can't hear you can't speak with your teammate, and your audio comes out of your phone, and there's audio on your stream, but nothing works as it should. So yeah, I'm gonna fix that with my app. I'm gonna make sure that the application controls the hardware abstraction layer for the audio routing. It's gonna allow you to make virtual camera, virtual sound device, virtual everything that you need, and also output your current input to the game normally while getting the output to your stream and to your headphone. So you're going to be able to manage everything completely and have a true mixer for controlling your audio source and audio output. It's a little bit of pain in the ass to design and code, but once it's going to be working, it's going to be phenomenal how fun and easy to use this thing will be. It's going to be OBS but on steroid. And yeah, I'm realizing I have no more weed grinded up. The phone is almost charged. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go grab a coffee real quick, and we're going to jump into Rainbow. Shouldn't be long. Give me 5 minutes. I'm just going over in the kitchen and making coffee. I gotta clean the kitchen later and store away some dishes. The clean dishes rack is full, and yeah, I gotta clean my thermometer, my oven, do the dishes still. So where is my Okay. So, it's 26 Ultra, as usual. We're at 97. Let's clean the RAM. Ah, shit. Close all. Optimize. Prop the phone in the controller. Connect the audio cable. Connect the power cable. Connect the audio cable, sorry for the noise, on the mixer. And put your headset on your head. We don't need that since we're wired. So since everything is wired up, we don't need the lavalier mic hanging on our face. So let's do this. Just want to keep an eye on the performance monitor for the GPU and all that. And yeah, 18% GPU usage isn't bad. And yeah, 6 gigabyte of RAM. The GTX 1660 is the one breaking a sweat right now, and it's only using 1.4 gigabyte. By the way, that's my buddy living down the road. He's building computers. I told him the problem with my chipset and motherboard. So basically I asked him if he has maybe a SSD or something that we can trade. I would trade him my complete system down there and my current CPU for another CPU and maybe a SSD. We'll see if he has something. If it has something, that's going to be great. I'd like to get another CPU and an SSD. From what I see, my graphics card is completely fine. So there's not that much to worry about with the graphics card. And basically, the video encode is the one under load right now. So yeah, I could use a RTX 2060 or 2070, 2080, or even a 3060, but it's not for the VRAM. I'm only on 1.4 gigabyte of VRAM, and it's sharing 300 megabyte with the processor on the system RAM. So that's not my problem. The VRAM isn't the problem. It's really much my... Oh, that matches box is empty. The problem is not the VRAM, and the problem is not the RAM, nor the power of the processor. It's just the chipset driver with the Intel with the AMD processor. The 3000 series is not supported anymore on my motherboard, so that's the problem that we're having. Other than that, it's a great computer, it's a great CPU and everything. So I'm just gonna tell you guys, I didn't take time to change all my overlays and everything. The new season is gonna come out soon. So because the new season is coming out soon, I didn't take time to redo the overlay and everything else. Because this is live stream and this is basically a test that I'm running, we're not gonna go. I'm gonna have to lower the volume just a tiny bit to 135 like I do usually. Okay. So yeah, we're not gonna go in rank because I don't want to be stream sniped. So I don't want people to stream snipe my live stream. And ruin my rank. So holy, I got 10 of these. I'm gonna open a few pack, I guess, while I finish my cigarette. And yeah, I added the delay on the stream in my setting, but it didn't work for some reason. So because it didn't work, I don't want to go in rank right now. So I don't want any of you trying to join the match at the same time I'm doing and try to stream snipe me. So fuck y'all. Cigarette this.
Tired of eating ramen noodles at the end of every month while you wait for payday? Well, here's my secret to help you out get through the month without worrying about money. You've probably heard of iCash, right? It's an app where you can get a loan. But here's how I make it work for me. iCash offers emergency loans that can be used for things.
Oh, shut up. I only got 2 of them to watch. Sorry, Google. There was a casino ad, sorry. I forgot. I don't control it. You guys are gonna flag my video again, and we're gonna have to dispute it again. All that just to fucking get to the same point we were last time. You telling me that, okay, yeah, it's truly out of my control, so we're gonna remove the restriction on your video. Please don't put one for nothing again and have me file a dispute again for nothing again. It's part of the game. I cannot remove it. Sadly. If I want my reward, I gotta watch that ad. And if I watch that ad, there's going to be music and videos played that I have
Kraken
no
is the
control
easiest way
about.
to start exploring crypto. Sign up in minutes with no complicated steps and zero stress. Just a few taps and you're ready to go. Trade your way with access to over 400 coins. And when you're ready with...
Mute. I don't want to hear you. See, it's just basic ads. Fucking Google flagging you for the ads they're playing on you in the game you're playing. Like, at this point, Google is being a dick about their own ads. That's it, we're done. Let's try from the top. Left. From the bottom. Nope. From the top. Nope. From the side. Really didn't want to give me anything, yeah? Not even a fucking sight. So if they're stuttering, guys, you tell me. So far, from what I see on my screen, so far so good. It's viewable and it's playable. I'm gonna play on my phone screen though. I'm not gonna play on the computer screen. But if it doesn't stutter on the computer screen, it shouldn't stutter on the stream, and I'm watching it from the tablet as well. But while I'm gonna be playing, it's gonna be hard for me to actually watch it. So what I do normally, I play my game and then I go and I watch the replay while I'm actually rolling my joint and watching this. I smoke the joint and I search for another match. This is also the reason I watch it from another device on my tablet. I monitor everything from the tablet. This way I can guarantee that if it's stuttering, if it's on the computer, I'm gonna see it on the computer. If it's in between the internet and YouTube, okay, in between my computer and YouTube server, I'm gonna see it on the tablet, but not on the computer. And if it's the server connection with the game, I'm gonna see it with the phone and everywhere else. So that's how you know where your stuttering issue comes. And also in OBS, you got to run your statistic. Right now we're over 250,000 frame. Only 7 were dropped. Okay, well missed, and 3 were dropped. So a total of 10 missed frame. So it isn't bad. It isn't bad. And we're barely using the CPU. We're using 15%, and we're using on average 1 to 1.5 gigabyte of RAM. So it isn't that bad. It's actually pretty lean, and I'm pretty impressed. I'm gonna ask my friend to come in the chat and basically check the gameplay to see if it stutters. We're gonna watch the game right now. We're gonna turn the controller back on if we want to have sound. I'm gonna go shut down that AC because it's gonna drive me nuts. Whew. I was going crazy. No doubt I was going crazy. Yo, kid. Ouais, dis-moi si ça bug, le gros, man. Tell me if it bugs, bro. Je veux savoir s'il y a des coupures dans le gameplay. I want to know if the gameplay stutters. You know, like somebody
Select
that
your
stutters when
operator.
they're talking. So far, so good. It seems pretty stable.
Prep time, people. Get the lay of the land. 10 more seconds.
Uh-oh.
Enemy bombs are armed. Find and defuse them.
Calling them up.
All set. Clear!
Initiating diffuser. Stay frosty. The diffuser is doing its job. Don't let the enemy stop it.
Hey, fuck off. Yeah.
One hostile remaining. 10 more
You
seconds.
get lucky. That guy was lucky.
Bomb defused. Nice work, team.
Good job, man.
Make your operator selection. A wise man once said most battles are won before they're fought. Something to keep in mind while you prep.
Ready. Let your instincts do their job. Set.
Activating jammer.
Frag grenade out! Throwing frag.
10 seconds of prep time left.
Reload!
The enemy thinks they can defuse our bombs. Show them how wrong they are.
Ready.
Nitro deployed. C4 set.
Nitro ignited.
Swapping mags.
Friendly spotted.
Reloading.
I tried.
Reload.
We're down to the last operator. Seconds left.
Targets detected.
All friendlies down.
On va réessayer.
It's time to choose your operator. Round starting soon. If you've got a plan, now's the time to set it up. 10 seconds of prep time left. Let's move, team. We've got some bombs to defuse.
Activating shock drone.
All set.
Only one enemy left.
Taking traces thermal touch.
Friendly is planting the diffuser. Diffuser planted. Time to hack.
See you on the other side.
"30 seconds. Let's go."
Enemy spotted.
Yeah, that's a win. Nice work, operators.
Good one, good one. Mon dos. J'ai mal au dos. My back hurts, guy. I'm gonna play 2-3 like that, and after that I'm gonna stop the stream. I'm gonna go do my overlay rework, and then after this I'm gonna go and I'm gonna start the new stream. I'm gonna prepare for the new season and everything, so I got a bit of work to do. Plus, if you guys didn't notice, I now have a printer and a laminating machine, so that allows me to print my own YouTube logo and stuff like that and laminate them as needed. And basically that makes so that all my logos on my doors and all that are what you see on the screen.
Pick your operator. got some time to prep before the bullets start flying. Ten more seconds.
Oh shit.
Enemy bombs are primed to detonate. Find and defuse them.
Let's show them what we can do. Sending my drone out. Enemy tagged.
Getting you eyes on the hostile. Tagging hostile.
Get clear!
Setting traces thermal touch.
Stay clear of the blast!
Dropping a frag.
Throwing frag.
Come out, wherever you are.
1 minute left. No pressure. You've been spotted. Enemy team is down to their last operator.
Time to pick your operator. A wise man once said most battles are won before they're fought. Something to keep in mind while you prep.
Loading new mag.
Up and running.
ADS deployed and ready to go.
10 seconds left. Hostiles are looking to defuse our bombs. Don't let them.
Evil eye deployed.
Deploying ADS.
Eyes on hostile.
Cover me, reloading. Reloading. Swapping mags.
1 minute remaining. Keep it tight, people.
Target located.
Just one hostile remaining. Seconds.
Loading mag.
Hostiles have planted their diffuser. Pull it off with your bare hands if you have to. Hostiles have marked a friendly. We're deactivating the diffuser. Stand by. 30 seconds left. Diffuser disabled. The round is ours. That was a hell of a game, folks. Hell of a game.
I should have had that double headshot. That's the only way to save the booster so it stays for the next operator. I don't want to use it. All my characters are level 60. I wish there was a way to save them. Looking for my matches. Yeah, I wish there was a way to save them. See, that's the only way. Then they go into your inbox. You leave them there. So, according to the schedule, in the next 24 hours, check our social. No, thank you. No, thank you. Would you please let me fucking browse? And then you want us to use X, but I don't have X. I have Facebook and I don't use Facebook. I use YouTube. See? We have a problem, Ubisoft. And you want us to use Discord too, but I don't use Discord. And plus you banned me for netting out of your fucking server because your moderator were making a mess and the community was making a mess and you can manage a fucking Discord server properly. So I choose to leave instead of getting banned for nothing when we're talking about violence and stuff that happens in an adult team game that was rated. I'm glad you fixed that, but that was rated teenagers. There was a serious problem with that. I don't know how many times I've brought that up on my videos, but it's quite a few. And yeah, I'm gonna have to redo all the tutorial, everything that we did on the channel, so It's gonna take a while. I'm keeping my overlay though. I like it. I might optimize it later. I might redo another one. I'm gonna see how the season is gonna go. But I'm pretty confident I'm gonna keep this. I don't want to redo everything all over. It's enough that I have to reprint and re-laminate all my YouTube logos and all that for my door, my windows and all that. So it's enough of that there that I don't have to go and make a fucking overhaul of the overlay too. Like, no. It's enough that I gotta overhaul the banner on it and all that. I'll pass my turn. I've done enough work on that already. Because next time I'm gonna overhaul it, we're gonna do it together. And right now I just want to fix my banner with the bad logos. That's all I want to do. Because I've upgraded, so the Intel logo is going away. And the other logo that I can see that's gonna go away is Acer. Yeah. Acer is gonna go away, even though I love Acer. Acer is gonna go away, Intel is gonna go away. They're getting replaced by Asus, and it's getting replaced by AMD. And we're also gonna replace a few other things. Well, not replace, but add a few other things. Because we got parts in there that I didn't have before, like the NZXT case and everything. You guys are probably curious to see a computer. Hold on, I can do that for you guys. The only thing I have to do is create a scene. Then I do S26 Ultra cam scene. Oh, I was gonna create another scene instead of adding a source. Sorry about that, guys. So now what I'm gonna have to do is add a droid cam OBS, add a new source. Then I gotta go in my phone. Gotta open droid cam. Somehow it's not starting. Ah, shit. Aha. I found the error. Won't be long, guys. 555. Activate. There we go. So now we got the phone disconnected. So this this is a setup. Wow. Camera is reversed somehow. But yeah, this is a computer that I bought. I'm gonna do a deep dive on it later. So yeah, it's a pretty decent computer. It's a pretty decent computer. And it's not the top of the line there, but it gets the job done. And that's what's count, eh? If it gets the job done, it gets the job done. Sorry about my shaking a little bit, but yeah, these are the specs on the computer. I don't know why the camera's flipped around. There we go. Yeah, telling my buddy, thanks for checking, sorry. Yeah, these are the specs of the computer. Still not the greatest, but it's still not the worst. Yeah, talking to my friend at the same time. So I'm gonna stop this one. I'm gonna shut this down. Save that. I'm gonna go back to my normal scene. Gameplay attack. We're gonna close this and reopen Rainbow. Hey. Thank you. There's a glitch with the audio. I don't do 1v1, dude. I don't care about 1v1. 1v1 doesn't prove anything. It just proves that you have better reflex and better peripheral, and better reflex, like I said. But yeah, strategies doesn't really involve your reflex. Rainbow Six is not a game where you're gonna beat one player and you're gonna be better than them every single time. No, you're gonna beat me in one scenario and I'm gonna beat you in another. Okay, and that's the beauty of Rainbow Six Siege. 1v1 doesn't mean shit, because at the end of the day, you gotta get used to playing strategies and pairing up the proper operator with the proper ones with your team to be able to actually make the best lineup to attack or defend the objective. And the goal is to be able to counter as many operators as possible on the other side. And yeah, your 1v1 doesn't mean shit. And hey, what's up, man? And I used to play the real Siege, but yeah, I prefer playing mobile. They don't have gyroscope on PC, and I don't play keyboard and mouse. Sorry, it's not my fault if you're the one that's under You're late, buddy. Gyro plus touch plus controller beats a keyboard and mouse any day. I got unlimited macros possible on the screen, plus I got my controller, plus I got the gyro. What else can I ask for? If you were to play mouse and keyboard, and I can even set it up for you if you want to come and try it against me there, set up your mouse and keyboard using Panda Mouse Pro and come back to me there, then we're gonna talk. Once you get destroyed in a mobile game, we're gonna see what you think about it. This is a mobile gaming channel, so if you want to play Siege there, you can go elsewhere. The only reason we're gonna play Siege on this channel is to compare it to the mobile version and give the developer our honest opinion about how the game should shape for the future and to be successful and to respond to the community's need and also respond to what the community is asking for. And yeah, there's no other way to compare than running the actual real game. But this channel is not about PC gaming, and this channel is not about console gaming. This channel is about mobile gaming. We're gonna talk about computers. It's obvious, like if you want to stream these days on mobile, you need a computer. But yeah, computer here is not the main focus, and I couldn't care less about a computer. Couldn't care less about real Siege too. You can keep your fucking cheaters world, and I'm gonna play on a clean world where the anti-cheat actually works. That's why a lot of people are leaving the console and leaving the fucking PC gaming. Not for the performance increase, it's actually a decrease. But you get a decent performance on those mobile devices these days if you get a proper one. If you get in the Ultra lineup or a Red Magic, if you get the 1Mi, not a 1Mi, but a Xiaomi, but there's the OnePlus. I try to say them both at once, sorry. Yeah, you can get a Xiaomi, you can get a OnePlus, you can get decent phones these days that are going to be obliterating, okay, a computer. Like most of your entry-level gaming PCs there with GTX 1660, like mine, gets obliterated with my phone. So yeah, why would I play on computer when my phone is worth 2 times the price of my PC, and my phone can run at twice the performance that my PC does? I'd be crazy to go back to computer. And plus the level of versatility and input control that you have on mobile is just unmatched. So you can say whatever you want, go back in the replay, look at my gameplay, and tell me if you think you would clean me there. Most of my kills are headshots, so yeah. Take that as you want, do whatever you want with it. But yeah, and if we go in my menu and look at my stats, you can see I got a 65% win rate, increasing. I played over 2,000 match here, and I won over 3,000 wrong. So yeah, and I got 140 revive, and I got almost 10,000 kills. So yeah, and if you want to look at my operators, they're all level 60. You little peasant. So yeah, cry all you want. If you come in the mobile lobby, you're gonna get destroyed. Then you're gonna cry, oh, I should be better than them. It's not being better. It's no matter how good your tactics are, and no matter how well you know the game, the mobile version will destroy everything you know about Siege and rebuild it from the ground up. The shorter rounds and everything makes it so it's much more difficult to play, and you gotta be playing with tactics. Like, you can't just improvise and rush. You gotta make a plan as you go and stick to the plan, and no matter what goes wrong, you gotta be prepared for things going wrong, because they're going to go wrong. So yeah, on the regular version you can take more of your time and you can actually be more precise and all that, but on the mobile version you're gonna hit the wall. You're gonna hit a brick wall, because people on here, they rush, they push. They're not afraid of pushing. If you just go look back at my gameplay from the recent match, you're gonna see I was pushing and I wasn't afraid. And if you're afraid, that's where you get caught in mobile. And being a Caveira player, I can scare you the fuck out, because I can make you think I'm one place when I'm in another, and I'll make you think I'm everywhere around the map. You're gonna see me everywhere, and at one point you're gonna get fed up. You're not gonna know where to look. You're gonna hide in a little corner, and that's where I'm gonna catch you. When you're gonna go hide, not when you're hiding. It's impossible to get you in your corner. But when you're gonna turn your back and try to go to a safe place, that's when I'm gonna get you. Even in real life, okay, if I were to fight you in real life, no matter if it's a gun or with a knife or with my fist, consider, if you see me, you're dead. If you see me, it's too late. Same thing, if I see you, it's too late. I consider myself either dead or I killed you. Okay, once we see each other, it's done. The bullets are basically, I played so many Siege. I'm on the Americas server, bro. But yeah, I played so much Siege, and basically there's not that much servers on mobile. Everybody get mixed up together. But hey, as I was saying, here, what counts, okay, is not, okay, the fact, okay, that you're better than another player. What really counts here is how good you can handle pressure on mobile, because you don't have as much time as on the real Siege, and no matter what you do, you're gonna get fucked up by somebody roaming around with a Caveira, and they're gonna get you from behind. When we see each other, it's done. I played so many matches, okay, that I've seen people shoot each other in the head and die at the same time in a round, being on a decisive round that decides the outcome of the match, being pushed into overtime because both players killed each other at the same exact time by firing at the same exact time, and the round ended up being a tie, which was almost impossible, but it happened. So I've seen that so many times that I couldn't count, and that just proved that at this point it's no longer about who has the better reflex, but it's about who has the better tactics and who has the better strategy. Your actual skills, okay, rely on tactics in Rainbow. You can have all the reflex that you want. If you have zero tactics, you're fucked. It's a strategy game. It's not Call of Duty. It's not run all over the place and shoot everything that pops in front of you. No, you gotta be careful. I compare Rainbow Six often to playing Search and Destroy, and it doesn't quite match Search and Destroy. It's better than Search and Destroy, but if the closest experience that you can get on Call of Duty to Rainbow Six is playing Search and Destroy. And even before Rainbow Six Siege existed, on the other Rainbow Six, there was actual domination, okay, and search and destroy and all that. So it all comes down to how the game is made now. They evolve from that gameplay, but Rainbow Six used to be very much like Call of Duty, but a little bit better. But over time, they grew way apart from what Call of Duty was, and basically, it's not really Call of Duty that tried to copy. It's not really Rainbow Six that tried to copy Call of Duty, but it's Call of Duty that copied Rainbow Six. Because if you look down in history, the real PC version, the first one that came out in 2003, up to the public, that was only available for the SWAT to simulate on, this version of Rainbow Six was only available for law enforcement and private testers at the time, during the early 99 to 2003 development, and on 2003 release. And the first Rainbow Six, it was very much like Call of Duty, but you had to walk into houses, and you had to act up basically like a SWAT member. And this is what they grew into over time. Call of Duty trying to copy what they were doing and simplify it and all that, but at one point it was too complex to maintain, so even Rainbow Six had to shrink down the gameplay and come out with stuff like Rainbow Six Vegas and Vegas 2 and stuff like that. But the real evolution was Rainbow Six Siege. Again, that's why this game has been going for so long. It's because this is the ultimate goal that they were aiming to reach when they designed the first iteration of this game. But the technology was just not there for them to be able to code it. But now that the technology is there, we have the game. But yeah, the only reason why while developing, Rainbow Six looked like Call of Duty for a little bit, even though it was a little bit more detailed and complex, is because the technology was limiting them. The destructive environment were really hard to make on the technology that we had. We didn't have enough shader cache, we didn't have enough RAM, we didn't have enough this. It was a bottleneck across the whole PC on DDR3 technology. With DDR4 and DDR5 coming out, that gave us the room to code those destructive environments into the game. And the next version of Rainbow Six, I'm just so hyped. It's been so long. Again, the game's so good that when they come out with the next version, I don't know what they're gonna come out with, but it's gonna be dope. If everything in the past was such great games, the future can only be better. They can only improve from here. But what they gotta get rid of is this thing. Okay, those fucking crazy skin there. Give us a SWAT skin. Give us some real fucking realistic soldier skin. I'm going to war. I'm not going to fucking play Fortnite. I'm a SWAT operator. I'm not a fucking kid. I'm not a fucking kid shooting Skittles out of his gun and riding a unicorn fucking witch broom. Come on. The problem with Rainbow is they're trying to compete too much with Call of Duty lately, and that's their problem. Once they start focusing on their own game and stop worrying about what others are doing, they're going to do better. They're already doing great. So yeah, the reason Rainbow Six is having such a toxic problem right now is because of that. It's because of all the people thinking this is Call of Duty. It's not. It's not, then you guys better get it in your head. And also the skins. The skins are a major problem as well. I'm gonna have to put my headset down and throw my ashtray in the toilet. But yeah, I'll be right back. I'll also put my coffee glass away. But yeah, it's a complex game. And I'm never gonna say it enough, I think. There's two things that are fundamental to Rainbow Six Siege: coordination, strategies, and also game knowledge. By game knowledge, I mean knowing all the operators, what they do, how to use them, okay, and knowing every single map, okay, and putting every operator to work in every scenario in every single map, just to cover a broad, okay, is you gotta try them, okay, and try every alternative and what is good where, and you're gonna realize for attacking this objective you need those operator. For attacking this one, you're gonna need those operator. And from map to objective, it varies, and there's a guaranteed, okay, lineup of operator that's gonna get you to win. If you guys can just focus on your strategy, okay, and focus on pairing the proper operator together to counter the attackers or to attack the defenders. If you guys line up something, let me give you an example of an unstoppable lineup in attack. You line up Twitch and Thatchers, those are mandatory. Next one you're gonna line up, okay, is Ibana. You're gonna need Ibana for sure. Then you can get a soft breacher, either Ash, Buck, or Sledge, but not all three of them. You need only one of the three. Once you have your soft breacher, then you can get a gadget operator. By a gadget operator, I mean something like Ying, Glass, any operator that are there to support, okay, the actual attackers. So Twitch and Thatcher are anti-gadget. We're gonna be able to allow, okay, Ibana or Termite or any hard breacher to breach. The other thing that you need to focus on, okay, is getting rid of the Jagger and all that. That's where Twitch gets into play, getting rid of the Jagger, the Capcan, and all that. Okay, and we can break a way through with Thatcher if I'm unable to break the mute. If they're placed well, you can't get through with Twitch. If they're running Bandit and Twitch at the same time and they play their game well, you're not going to be able to go through with Twitch and Thatcher. So the only way to get through is going to be using Thatcher to make an entry hole for Twitch, and then Twitch is going to slide by. She's going to go in and do a destructive work, and then you can carry on with the rest of the strategy. But you're going to have to focus solely, primarily, on getting in with Twitch. And if that's impossible, you're going to need Thatcher. So that's why you're running Twitch and Thatcher in pairs. The other thing, you need a hard breacher, you need your soft breacher, and you need the anti-gadget. And the goal is to stay alive as much as you can. So this covers the ultimate lineup, okay, currently on mobile for being able to do whatever you do. Okay, whatever you want to attack, this is the universal attackers team on mobile right now. If you want to do the same thing on defense, you're gonna go and you're gonna grab mute and bandit. As I told you earlier, you're gonna block them from coming in altogether. Okay, then what you're gonna want to run on top of mute is gonna be a Valkyrie to see where they're gonna try to come in. You're gonna try to run a mirror, okay, and you're gonna try to run either a smoke or you want to run something very useful, okay, like if I go in my defenders, I'm gonna run something very useful like Lesion, Frost, Jaeger, okay, but mute, Twitch, Jaeger, okay, mute, Jaeger, Bandit, necessary every round, okay. Then they're not optional. You need to run those operator on your team every single round if you want to win. The other thing you're going to add to the mix, it's either Mira with a Valkyrie, or you can add a Capcan with a Valkyrie. You can add Legion with a Valkyrie. You can add Frost with a Valkyrie. And Valkyrie is non-negotiable unless you're using Maestro. You can swap Valkyrie for Maestro right now, but Valkyrie is non-negotiable. And all the other operators, well, they're optional. Okay, you can replace the Capcan, the trappers. You can replace them by example a smoke. Okay, or you can replace a trapper like here, like Capcan. Okay, you can replace him by Caveira, or you can use a castle to replace a trapper. But that's about what you can do. Okay, you gotta run Bandit, Mute, Jaeger, Valkyrie or Maestro, and then Mira or Capcan. Those are the operator that you're gonna run depending on the objective that you're gonna be in. But Mute, Bandit, and Jaeger, non-optional. If you want to win and if you want to get good at the game, you gotta learn how to strategize your operator. Jaeger is gonna block any grenade, okay, any smoke, okay, any flashbang, any fuse, any ying. So yeah, it's quite useful to have a Jaeger. And the other thing is that your mute will block almost everything as well, including Deimos, okay, Lion. It will block, okay, also the drones. It will block most of the gadgets. Mute is very versatile. Bandit will make sure that they can't even reach the wall, so they're far from touching the wall. Mutes let them put a patch on the wall and then come inside, blow your jammer and blow the wall. Then they can fuse where they can see, and after that they can leave and just watch from afar from a tight angle, and when you go to defuse they headshot you. So yeah, that's why you gotta be able to run Mute and Bandit at the same time, and always Bandit the exterior wall. The inside wall are done with Mute if necessary, but Mute focus on the drone traps and the door, and if possible muting the wall next to the door. So yeah, strategies is everything in Rainbow Six, and you're gonna learn that with me in a Rainbow Six 3.0 series. My previous computer didn't allow me to run the stream efficiently, but now that we have a good computer and I'm about to upgrade the CPU and all that, we're gonna be able to do some quite amazing thing on here. And yeah, with the setup that I have right now, I'm gonna keep streaming and I'm gonna keep coding my app, and you guys are gonna see the app soon. I don't think I have a prototype on my phone. I don't think I can show you guys. Oh yes, I do. Yeah, the prototype on the phone is crashing though. So yeah, the prototype on the phone is not functional. I had a bad one. And I gotta extract the one from the tablet to complete it. I'm not sure, but I think when I had to reboot my computer the other day, I lost everything in my project folder. So I have a backup on the computer on the hard drive, but I lost everything on my SSDs. So yeah, I lost everything about the project that I had done that it wasn't backed up. I lost like maybe a week and a half of work. So that's a pain in the ass. Because I was close release. I was almost ready to release. But yeah, it's going to take almost a month or two again to release. Which is going to be a pain in the ass. In the meantime, I got to find more RAM. And I got to find a CPU and an SSD somehow. And locally I've tried everything. I've looked with my buddy to trade the other computer for a CPU or SSD. He doesn't have anything. So I've asked him for RAM. He doesn't have anything in hand. So I'm gonna have to look when I go to Moncton. And also gonna have to sell that computer so I can pay my upfront neighbors and maybe get a SSD at the same time. Get a SSD or more RAM or a CPU, one or the other. But yeah, the previous computer was the Acer Aspire M3970. I'm gonna have to do my overlay over again. After guys excuse me, but I'll have to blow my nose. And yeah, I'm gonna play a couple more unranked game just to really test the stuttering and the system performance. But after that, I'm gonna go and I gotta fix something on my network. And also I gotta go ahead and rework that overlay, print everything out. So I'm gonna focus on that and upgrading the computer. You guys might see me streaming here and there. But yeah, it's not because I'm not gaming anymore. It's not because I don't want to YouTube anymore. It's not because my computer can't do it anymore. It's just I'm getting ready to give you guys the best experience that I can deliver. And for that, I have to finish building the computer. And also, I'm going to build the application that's going to be able to replace a computer with a mobile device. Won't be long. So yeah, I want to play some rank, but I don't want to be a stream snipe, so I'm gonna hit 2-3 quick play, and after that we're gonna go fix the delay, fix my overlay, and charge the phone, which is still quite full. We're gonna charge the phone, we're gonna fix the overlay, we're gonna fix the delay, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make sure that this whole thing is as smooth as possible.
Time to pick your operator.
The plan is only as good as the intel it was based on. Be ready for anything.
Reload!
ADS active in this sector.
Reloading.
Stay clear of ADS line of fire.
10 seconds of prep time left. The enemy knows your position.
Barricade secure.
Reloading!
The enemy thinks they can defuse our bombs. Show them how wrong they are.
Shield deployed!
Loading mag.
Position's been compromised.
That's a little prick. Red being hostile.
60 seconds left.
Swapping maps.
Hostiles have planted a diffuser. Disable it. Just one hostile remaining. We're deactivating the diffuser. Stand by. Diffuser disabled. Ooh, that was a nail biter.
Select your operator. We've got some time to prep before the bullets start flying. Ten seconds remaining. Defuse the enemy bomb and be quick about it.
Just like retracted.
Sending my drone out. Movement detected.
Stun grenade out.
Big brother incoming. Enemy tagged. Launching drone. Target sighted.
In position to knock it down. All set. Get clear. Stun grenade.
Planting diffuser. Diffuser has been planted. Don't let the enemy break it. Only 30 seconds left. Enemy. The match is ours. Congrats, team.
Nope. So I'll try to go fix my overlay. And after I'm done with my overlay, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna fix the stream delay there. And once the stream delay is fixed, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna come back streaming a little bit, but for now I think the test is concluding, and I think the quality is quite decent. Me, I always like to watch the previous match, so that's what I'm gonna do right now as I'm smoking my cigarette before I pause the stream there. I'm gonna have to finish building my overlay scene and all that in OBS. That's not done, so I'm gonna finish that. I'm gonna finish my overlay overhaul, and after that I'm gonna fix my stream delay and all that, and I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna go eat too. So yeah, just know that I'm not gone forever, and that I'll still be streaming. Right now my focus is on building a rig that can keep up with the phone, so I can stream the gameplay from the phone for y'all. Yeah, from what I see on my replay, it's actually fine. There should have been two guys in those stairs on the other team, and there should have been also a guy watching their back in the other stair set here. So yeah, where I shot at Ibana, I still don't get why I shot her dead in the head and she didn't die on the first round. Yeah, the stream is pretty stutter free from what I see, so I'm pretty satisfied with the quality. Okay, it's not the best, it's not the greatest, but hey, it's gonna improve there. You gotta give me time. Eventually I want to improve to 120 Hz for you guys in 1080p, and eventually to 4K, but I'm gonna need a 4K monitor and a better graphics card. So right now tonight I have a lot of work. I have to finish my setting up OBS. I have to actually do my scene overhaul, get the new logo for, and make my own iteration of them for the new season. Then I'm gonna have to set up my coding environment, take a shower, go eat, do my dishes. Yeah, I'm not gonna be back before something like 12 tonight. It's gonna take until 12, 12:30, maybe 1 before I play a couple of game, and it's not gonna be a long session tonight. It's gonna be a few ranked game. If I can get out of gold there for the next season, I'll be happy, but I doubt that's gonna happen tonight. I doubt that's gonna happen tonight, but hey, who knows? I was on a 6-win streak the other night. If the guy didn't fucking team kill me with smoke and also using Capital, I would have been fine. I'd still be on my streak. I'd be on something like a 15-win streak, but because he team killed me, I lost my streak, and I lost a few games after that, and after that I won like 8 games in a row again. So yeah, I'd be on a streak of 16, something like that. I wonder how's the sound. Is there sound delay?
Only 30 seconds left.
Nope. Sound is pretty on point.
The match is ours. Congrats, team.
So yeah, there is a bit of micro stutter here and there, but that's the best I can do in 60 hertz right now. So yeah, I'm gonna go jump in the shower. After eat, I'm gonna eat, go jump in the shower, and then I'll get to work. My fucking back hurts, so I'll get to do what I have to do first. I'll eat, do my dishes, and then I'm gonna jump on the work. Once I'm done with the overhaul, I'll come back. I'm probably not gonna code tonight, but I would like at least to see if my environment is completely lost. I'm gonna try to recover it. I fixed everything there was with the computer, so my best bet so far. The micro stutter wouldn't be as bad if I could up my RAM frequency to their full frequency, but my CPU is too old for it, so I'm gonna have to get another CPU. But yeah, I can totally stream with the current setup there, and I'm confident that I'm gonna be able to find the parts that I need. It's just a matter of browsing. And on that, I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Fuck y'all. And I love y'all. Don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe. We're back. And we're back for good this time. And yeah, this stream is only gonna get better and better from this point. So I didn't give up on you guys, and I'm not about to give up on you guys. And yeah, stay tuned for the long haul, because we're gonna have some fun, and you guys are gonna learn. If things are too down the road, if you didn't watch my previous video, my previous tutorial and all that, I recommend you go doing so. And I'm gonna have some newer ones coming out soon, so stay tuned, because I'm gonna explain the whole setup, the whole computer and everything. There's gonna be dedicated video on the computer and the setup, and then there's gonna be a dedicated video about how to set up everything, and there's gonna be another dedicated video about how to research to build your own computer and streaming station, so that you don't get screwed by a marketplace deal and trying to get a computer running and making a stream. One thing I gotta admit to you guys, I almost got it running on DDR3. So you don't need that much power, but it wasn't optimal. If you guys go look at the previous video and all that, you're gonna see that the quality has increased with this new computer that I got from the pawn shop. It's not the greatest computer. I didn't pay a lot for it, but it gets the job done, and that's what's counts. So I catch you guys later, and I hope you guys are gonna be back tonight. Peace, and fuck y'all. Just kidding.